Whether you're watching this on Twitch right now, you can go onto the Discord, leave a comment, or leave a message in the coaching questions tab, which is in the Trixx Apprentice tab. You can ask a question in there. And I will, if I have the time, I will get to the question, turn it into a video. And the other thing too is if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to try and open this up to the comment section in YouTube as well. So if you have a question that you've always wanted to ask, just go ahead and ask it in the comment section. If other people answer the question within the comments, that's totally fine. But if I want to answer it too in my own way, I might even call on other players that have said something in the comments, say, okay, well, this person made a really good point. I might even touch on that. But feel free to leave a comment. If you like videos like this, if you want more videos like this, and by all means, share this kind of stuff around and let people know that they can ask me questions. I'm basically going to turn myself into Smash Google if I can. That would be the most ideal thing ever. So playing optimally in neutral requires all of your attention to be on your opponent. In the case of trying to recover to ledge from disadvantage, should I be paying attention to myself, my current habit, or my opponent? And does this change depending on the height, angle, availability, resources, opponent's positioning, etc.? Should I be paying attention to myself, or you should be paying attention to both? I feel like no matter what you're doing, in neutral, offstage, ledge trap, no matter what you do, you have to have there's a specific word that I'm trying to think of. It's reinforcement. That's what it is. It's positive or negative reinforcement based on your option that you're choosing or you're about to choose. So let's say, for example, if you're someone who is recovering high, this is the Greninja player, by the way. So let's say he's recovering high and landing on stage with up B. That would be risky to do. However, if your opponent is constantly running off stage and going for a fair and you're recovering high, your positive reinforcement, I guess, meter, as I would say, is going to go up. And their negative reinforcement is going to go up, or their positive reinforcement is going to go down, to say, okay, I ran off stage and went for a fair and I missed. I went high and I recovered and I survived. So that was good. So if you're recovering high consistently, if you're consistently making it back and not getting punished, and your opponent is consistently going low, your reinforcement or positive reinforcement is going to continue to go up and up and up, to say, okay, this is obviously the best thing to do because they've never caught me even once. However, this is where it boils down or breaks down to having to pay attention to yourself as well as them. If you ever recover high, let's say they go for a full hop RAR back air and they kill you, your positive reinforcement should go down, to say, okay, that was not safe. If you just say, okay, they got lucky, that's a horrible decision. It's a horrible thing to say to yourself, that they just got lucky for going for a full hop RAR back air, because a full hop RAR back air is a very, very intentional thing to do, right? If they just nared, then they might have got lucky. If they just randomly up B'd, they might have got lucky. But to do something as intentional as a RAR full hop back air, if they catch you, that was intentional. They did it on purpose and it worked. So you should be paying attention to that. So now in the future, if you're ever in the situation, let's say as Greninja, you have the option to, let's say, go straight and then down on an angle slightly to land on stage, or you can go like down to like the check mark kind of thing and go to the ledge. If you do that check mark type of recovery and they go high, let's say it's a cloud, and they go for a RAR back air, in that situation, since their positive reinforcement for doing the RAR back air went up in the first place and it worked, now it's going to go back down to neutral or going to a negative situation because now it didn't work the second time. So as the Greninja player, or if you're the person that's the person off stage, you should be paying attention to every single thing that happens that your opponent is doing as well as what you are doing. And have that meter constantly shifting for you to say, okay, if I did something, let's say this as well. This is also super important. If you do recover high and they do go for a full hop RAR back air and they miss, that does not mean that you were positively rewarded. That's a situation where you got lucky. You absolutely got lucky in that situation if you went high and they missed you. So if you see that, don't think, okay, I can just go high again because this person sucks, or I'm going to get lucky again, or I don't know, they might switch it up because they don't feel confident because they missed or whatever. You should say to yourself, no, just because I got lucky once doesn't mean I should continuously go for that high recovery. I should be going for something else. So the long and short of it in that situation most definitely is, if you are off stage or on the ledge or stuck on a platform or whatever it is, pay attention to what your opponent does, but also pay attention to what you do. No matter what. If you just pick a random option and you got lucky, if every single time you do anything off the ledge or anywhere, it's always a random option, there's too many variables changing, because if they're changing something and you're changing something every single time, but you don't know what you're changing or why you're doing it, eventually that rock, paper, scissors is not going to go in your favor and you're going to get caught. Or you're going to default to a panic option, like let's say holding shield for too long, spot dodging, rolling on stage, or whatever, and that's going to be a habit that's going to get pulled out of you. and of course potentially getting knocked off stage again or killed. So that would be almost, I guess, right off rip, you should 100% be paying attention to both. If you are putting the majority of your focus on your opponent, that's great, but I would also say that you should be almost autopiloting on yourself to say what you should be paying attention to. So if you roll from ledge and you survive, say, okay, I rolled from ledge and they, let's say, down tilted and they tried to go for a neutral get up punish. If they miss, you could say, okay, I could try and go for a get up attack next time to punish their down tilt if they try and do it again, or I could maybe try and jump. All I know is I'm probably not going to roll right away again because they might go back and just up smash me because they're trying to call it a habit, right? Keep your mix-ups fresh and continuously try to pay attention to both sides of the puzzle or both sides of the story. That's going to be your best way to adapt, and also make sure you're not getting caught out to dry because you're doing the same thing too often, or you're autopiloting and saying, hopefully this just works for no reason. That would be the first part of it. So the second half, what should be the thought process when deciding between applying safe shield pressure or beating out shield entirely with a grab? Safe shield pressure decreases shield health, which hypothetically should pressure your opponent to not commit as much to shielding and risk a shield break. On the other hand, usually yields low reward, disregarding Luigi Falco comps. Yeah, if you have a character that just gets like okay grabs, this is what I would say to that. This would be sequencing on shield, which I've talked about in the past as well. So sequencing on shield would be in the case of a Greninja or a Mithra, or I don't know, anyone who has like a fast tilt. It could be a Luigi or Ken or whatever you want. If you're hitting someone's shield multiple times, like 2 or 3 or 4 times on shield with a down tilt, forward tilt, whatever, and they're just doing nothing, eventually they're waiting for you to do one of 2 things. Either give up, or I guess one of 3 things. Give up and like jump away, right? Potentially give in and go for a bigger attack. So let's say you're doing like down tilt, dash away, dash back in with a dash attack, and then they're going to punish your dash attack. Or they're waiting to see if the coast is cleared, if you're going to down tilt until the end of time, in which case now they're going to probably try and buffer a grab, provided that your down tilt is in fact not safe. So if I see this is something that I do when I'm coaching all the time, is that if somebody is letting me down tilt their shield multiple times or up tilt their shield multiple times as Falco, instead of like, let's say going Nair drag down on shield, that doesn't get punished, it's -7, so it could be getting punished, into an up tilt on shield, which is -12, into another up tilt on shield, which is -12. Instead of doing all of that, maybe the first time I'll do it just to see if they're like antsy out of shield, if I do like a Nair drag down and then they react late and I catch them with an up tilt, sure. However, if they stay in shield for a super long time, I'm going to go Nair drag down straight into a grab, because I know for a fact they're waiting for more hits on shield. So the other half of it is, as far as he said, if you're playing a character that doesn't get a ton off of grabs, even for Falco, if I can get a grab at, let's say, 100, and it's not going to kill because Falco's grabs are embarrassing to say the least, I'm at least going to get myself a good situation. This is where your, I guess, game awareness would come into play to say, okay, although I can't get a grab combo and my grabs don't kill, I can still take advantage of the stage control or the situation I can get for myself. Let's say an up throw if my opponent's character is not good at landing, or a back throw or forward throw if my character is not good at recovering, or has very limited options while recovering. So if you yourself are not confident in your juggle game, your sharking game, your ledge trapping game, or your edge guarding game, this is typically why a lot of players opt to not go for grabs when you play a character like Fox, for example, or Cloud, where it's like, okay, I get a forward throw or an up throw or something. It does basically no damage, doesn't combo into literally anything, and it will never kill. I'm just going to not do it. And this is where a lot of players would say a character like Fox struggles to kill. However, Fox's ledge trapping is very good. Right, his up smash is great, his down smash is great, his back air is super fast for catching jumps, short hops or full hops, right? If somebody rolls, you can jump with them and go for a back air, you can dash and go for an up smash, you can do all kinds of stuff from the ledge. However, if you're landing on someone's shield and you're going, let's say, landing there, up tilt, up tilt, up tilt, eventually they're going to up smash you or grab you or roll away from you, and you just did nothing. You either got punished or you didn't do any damage at all. Right? So if you are going to go landing there, grab, and all you get is a forward throw with Fox, which is arguably one of the worst throws in the entire game, just based on what it does for the character. The throw in and of itself is not necessarily bad, but for Fox, as far as forward throw, it does almost nothing. However, if you, like I said, are good at ledge trapping or confident in your ledge trapping, or you've noticed habits on your opponents saying they always roll from ledge, or they always hold down when they do their up B to try and come past the ledge so they don't get down smashed. If you notice things like that, you can set up that situation more and more frequently and get kills off of it. So it boils or goes back to like I was saying before, the shield sequencing, landing on someone's shield. If you want to test them first, you can, right? So let's say you go landing there down tilt and they shield the whole thing. It's like, okay, next time I'm not going to go landing there down tilt. I'm going to go landing there, grab. Fox's grab is trash. Doesn't matter. They're at 85. Forward throw them, they're off stage. Back throw them, they're off stage. Maybe. Back throw kind of throws high, but you know what I'm saying. They're in a bad spot at the very least. They either have to try and land, they have to waste an air dodge, waste a double jump, or they're going to the corner. From there, you have your back air, you have your down smash, like all kinds of stuff. You have your up air, you can try and catch them. And this is where I would say the reward comes in as a more experienced player to say, I don't need to get a singular hit to just get a kill out of nowhere. I don't have to be like, nair, 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 nair. Okay, finally got a nair, nair, up smash, now you're dead. Because a good player is going to notice that against a bad player to say, oh, this person's never grabbing. I can just stay in shield forever. And I'll do that sometimes when we're coaching too. I'll stay in shield almost to the point of my shield breaking and make it super awkward, being like, yo, you literally just down tilted my shield like 6 times. Like, I didn't do anything. I could have done something, but I'm trying to test you to see if you would go for a grab. And if you're playing a character, like I said, let's say it might be Sheik or Fox, or I don't know, who else has a grab that does nothing? I'm trying to think. Some random character. Mithra, I guess. Down throw's decent at like lower percents, but at higher percents, it's just like, what? It doesn't do anything. Back air or back throw will never ever kill. But if you're doing consistently just sequencing on my shield, I'm gonna make it awkward, right? And say, go for that grab. And like I said before, it really does boil down to a lot of players saying, well, grab doesn't kill or doesn't combo. You have to look past that and say it's the first half of the puzzle in that case to say, if I get this grab, it gets me a situation, and from the situation I get an opportunity to do something. If I fail the opportunity, it doesn't mean that now it was a waste. Like, sure, you got like 9% from your grab, and if you don't get like a grab into they roll on stage, you up smash them and immediately kill them, or they recover high and you back air and you immediately kill them. It might be you get a forward tilt and you keep them at the ledge, and that grab set up a situation for you to get 30 or 40% just from forward tilts and jabs and jump back nairs and re-grabs and throwing them back off stage and just doing that. I have a clip of me doing this to a Sonic player. This is from years ago, playing as Falco, and all I did was forward tilt him at the ledge. I got him off stage and just did forward tilt, forward tilt, forward tilt, and then eventually got like an up tilt back and he died. But the point was that, once again, you could say for a character like Falco or Fox, forward tilt sucks. It doesn't kill, it doesn't do anything. It's like, but what it does do is it turns your character around. It's frame 6, sets up for tech chase situations, sends at low angles, and it always will basically always send your opponent off stage as long as they're at like 80%, right? So if you are an experienced player, you can take advantage of that 100%. The long and short of that, I guess, don't overlook your character's entire kit because a grab doesn't fit into the equation of a combo or kill setup. That would be the fastest way to tie that all together.